Well, good afternoon, ISC Fast Pitch fans, and welcome to the 80th ISC World Tournament. We're here at the JDT First Energy Veterans Memorial Fields on Chippewa-of-the-Thames territory, southwestern Ontario, just outside of London, and we are just minutes away from the first pitch between the Walton Brewers and the Puslinch Kodiaks. It's an all-Ontario matchup to get us underway. I'm Blair Setford with my broadcast partner Joe Todd here on the ISC Network and Softball Premier TV with Luciana Lafrano, Carol D'Areste, and their daughter Isabella. So it's a family affair here on ISC Network and Softball Premier. Thank you for joining us on what is going to be a fabulous week here at this fantastic new facility. Joe Todd, along with the games on Bear Creek Sports and Entertainment's YouTube channel, we're going to bring you all of the action here this week on Softball Premier TV. We've just got a little bit of a delay here, Joe, as we're waiting to get underway. We had some real hard rain here yesterday afternoon into the evening. We got a bit of a damp spot out in right field that the grounds crew is just dealing with. So we're a couple minutes away from that first pitch. We're going to come back and we'll get things going in probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 10 minutes. Stay with us. We'll be back. We'll bring you the batting lineups, the defensive lineups, and all of the good things here on Softball Premier TV and the ISC Network. Stay with us.
Looking forward to it.
Testing.
Okay, we are set and ready to go here at JDT First Energy Veterans Memorial Stadium. It is the Walton Brewers who are up to the plate first. There you see the batting lineup for the Brewers. Colton Quipp, Sam Diamond, Adam Luzinski, then Cohen Krishner, Wade Lamoureux, Adam Cronin, Scott McDonald, Matt Shortreed, and Ryan Marks in the 9 spot. Defensively for Puslinch, left to right across the outfield, Justin Williams, John Blair, and Matt Hatch. And then around the horn, Darren Curtis, Brandon Vile, J.J. Gallows at second, David Jefferson's at first. It's Matt Brown on the board for Puslinch, the team just on Highway 401, Joe Todd, near the Guelph Highway 6 exit. Warren Williams, the veteran Warren Williams, is behind the dish for Puslinch here this afternoon. In with a strike, and we are underway here in the ISC World Tournament.
12th.
80th Annual World Tournament. Blair Setford, Joe Todd with you here on a pretty nice, Joe, it's got to be said, afternoon. The sun has just disappeared behind some clouds here as we're getting a little bit of overcast all of a sudden. It had been roasting. Very toasty here.
That cloud cover is really helping reduce that temperature.
Yeah, I will take that for sure. It had been in the neighborhood, Joe, I want to say, of 30-plus degrees. And Matt Brown, Joe, who, it's got to be said, has a history of stepping in front of the board. Just getting a warning here from our third base umpire.
Jans Jakobsen.
That one misses downstairs. Matt's got a good rise ball. He'll change speeds a lot, but the challenge for Matt here is going to be pushing from the board. You do whatever you want, basically, but you got to push
start there
from the board.
Yeah.
And Matt, historically, has had a challenge starting from the board. Swing and a miss there by Colton Quip. And, Joe, a pretty decent sequence there from Matt Brown.
Yes, good mixture of pitches there. Put the ball high, put the ball low, moved it around. 12:04 was our starting time. Just a few minutes late.
Well, just a couple of minutes off. From what we had heard initially, it might be 10 or 15, but for a 4-minute delay, I am not too upset about that. So we're underway. We're looking good. And there is the illegal pitch call. And again, we already talked about it. You have to start from the board. And that is the only thing really you need to do, along with not throwing it overhand. There's a bit of a pause that you need to have. But by and large, we're very liberal with the pitching rule here in the ISC. But the big thing is starting from the board. And like I said, this has been a challenge for Matt. And listen, this doesn't get called in the Tuesday night league, in the Inter-County League, or where Puslinch plays. The Huron County League probably doesn't get called there either.
Yeah.
But it is going to get called here.
And that's good. And we hope it stays consistent all week, too.
Well, I'm sure it will. There on the swing going around is Sam Diamond. So if you're just getting in with us here on Softball Premier TV, the ISC Network, Blair Setford, Joe Todd, Puslinch Kodiaks out on the field. Walton Brewers are at the plate. Little squib down to third base to Darren Curtis, and up and over to David Jefferson at first for the second out of the inning. A strikeout and a ground out, and you're caught up here in the top of the first. Walton Brewers, Adam Lazinski now to the plate, the 3 batter for Walton.
This is the meat of their order right here, Blair. Lazinski, Christian, and Lamarant. They are the power boys in this lineup. They're the boys that are going to do the RBI time.
Well, you got to get some guys on base and set the table for the 3, 4, 5. Walton unsuccessful here in the top of the first inning, facing Matt Brown and the Puslinch Kodiaks. That one misses down and away for ball 1. Fouled into the screen. You hear that ricochet off of our microphone.
I think we heard Luciano talking. He's got 6 cameras on this diamond.
Yeah, we chatted with Luciano, as we always do, getting set up for the game. And 6 cameras around the diamond. That is fabulous.
Mm-hmm. Great coverage.
Change up just misses high from Brown. We've got a packed schedule here this week on the ISC Network, and there you see the strike zone graphic, and we'll show you that and where pitches were. Just misses.
You'll also see the speed coming in from the pitcher down in the score clock there. 74 on that one.
This one is lifted up to short left and ranging across to make the grab is left fielder Justin Williams. So a 3-up, 3-down inning. Go the Walton Brewers in the top of the first. We will be back in the bottom. Game 1 here at the 2026 ISC World Tournament. right, ready for the bottom of the first inning here as the Puslinch Kodiaks will come to the plate. Matt Hatch, Darren Curtis, and David Jefferson. 1, 2, 3 for the Kodiaks. Then John Blair, Brandon Weil, Ryan Neebs, a designated player, Justin Williams, J.J. Gallo, and in the 9 spots, the catcher, Warren Williams. Defensively for the Walton Brewers, left to right across the outfield, it's Adam Luzinski, Adam Cronin, and Colin Krishner in right. And then around the horn, Colton Quipp, Sam Diamond, Ryan Marks, and Matt Shortreed at first. Kyle Fry on the board, and he'll be pitching to Scott McDonald behind the dish for the Walton Brewers. Kyle Fry, long, tall, lean guy. Lots of levers, and he's had some success, Joe, at the ISC 2 level. He pitched last year for Seattle and has gotten around North America a little bit.
Yes, he's been in the ISC tournament probably 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
I know. I think we first saw him with what's the name of that team? Comes out of the Dundalk area. He was with the gentleman that owned the restaurant.
You're going to have to give me far more clues
than
that, my friend.
I'll give you some more.
Swing and a miss there by Matt Hatch. So he's down on strikes, leading off the bottom of the first. Darren Curtis. I have known Darren Curtis for nigh on, Joe, at least 20 years.
I think I'm older than that.
Oh, I know you're older than 20. I think the whole audience knows you're older than 20.
No, but I think Darren played for Hornsby, and they came to Ingersoll for an OASA tournament back in mid-'80s.
Oh, I don't know about that.
90s, maybe?
Well,
90s?
You might be thinking of...
Neil? Maybe
there's
it was Neil
Curtis, who I also know.
Yeah.
And he is he's here. Actually, I ran into Neil when I was walking over here. Cousin of Darren.
Darren, yeah.
But you might also be thinking of Mark Curtis, who was their
on that
uncle
team.
and was a pitcher. Yeah, that's Mark. Played for Palermo as well,
yeah.
As Joe and I go down memory lane. This one has popped up on the infield, and coming across to make the grab, that was Sam Diamond. So 2 down very quickly. And we'll go to the 3-batter, David Jefferson. Like we said, Puslinch plays in the Inter-County League, which has got teams up in Arthur. At least it did. I'm not sure if Arthur's still got
Arthur's still there.
Grand Valley, some others. 5 teams in that league these days. Rockwood, Rush play in that league.
Puslinch are in first place currently. 12-1 record in that league.
They played in the past in the Golden Horseshoe League. Now, that's about 10 years ago. But this is not just a brand new team. What I'm trying to get at is they've been around for 10, 15 years. And they play a pretty good schedule. They play some tournaments throughout the year. There's the lineup for the Puslinch guys, the batting order. We ran through that for you. But John Blair, he spent a couple of seasons with the Waterdown Hammer. Brandon Weil has played at the ISC in the past. Ryan Neeb, gosh, he played for my Mississauga Arrows team 100 years ago, it feels like. And Warren Williams, my gosh, Warren was in the GHFL with Waterdown back in the early mid-2000s. So he is
Millgrove days.
Definitely 100% in Millgrove, exactly. So there are some guys who have been around the block here. Here's a little flare out to short left. That's going to fall in for the game's first hit. David Jefferson aboard with a 2-out single. We'll bring up John Blair. A little bit of a breeze picking up here.
Yeah.
That's going to be
greatly appreciated.
Yeah, it's greatly appreciated, and I think that's going to blow out to right field just by the feel of it right now. Gets this one past Blair at the plate. And a two-hopper out to second, and reaching around the runner, Ryan Marks gathers that one up, and a quick toss to first. So that two-out single is stranded, and we are scoreless through one complete. Just getting underway here on the ISC Network and Softball Premier TV. Blair Sedford, Joe Todd, Luciano Lafrano. That's the beginning of a terrific week here at the ISC World Tournament. Well, here we go to the top of the second inning, and leading off for the Walton Brewers, the four-batter Cohen Christner. And again, the illegal pitch here on Matt Brown. And we talked about it in the top of the first. Just start from the board.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
He's trying to sneak them away, and he's gonna get called.
One is upstairs and misses. They ask on the swing, and no. Joe, the umpire crew today?
Home plate is Mike Morrissey from Peterborough, Ontario. First base is Dave Jackson from Pickering, Ontario. And at third base is our international umpire, Jens Jakobsen from Copenhagen, Denmark. Welcome to Canada.
And Jens brought his wife with him too, and she is, I believe, if I heard it right and I understand it correctly, the head of Denmark softball.
Oh.
So we've got some dignitaries here, Joe. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Christner, Lamarant, and Cronin for the Brewers here, top of the second inning. Top foul. And that one misses upstairs. Ball four. So a leadoff walk to Christner, and that will bring up Lamarant. Well, Joe, you talked about the middle of the order, so we got a runner aboard for the five-batter.
Well, you just hate to see that leadoff walk. Get that first base runner on. From a defensive standpoint now, you just got to be that much sharper. Just sets up your whole inning.
Squaring to bunt, so some small ball early, and then sailing it to the screen and a free base for Christner. A wild pitch moves him up 60 feet.
You just hate to give away those free bases. They usually come back to haunt you when you look at the scorebook at the end.
Gets this one past Lamoureux. And Brown, Joe, I don't know if what he's topping out at here. That was just about 70, 71 I thought I saw. But, I mean, he's sneaky fast. Maybe you're going to try and sit on the change, but then he manages to zip one by you.
74 there.
74 there. So, he certainly isn't going to threaten the upper 70s or 80 or anything like that, but it's sneaky quick.
He's going to have to mix up his speeds, too, and mix up his eye level of the ball coming in.
Well, there's the change-up way out in front. Lamoureux taps it to Curtis and on to first. They get the out there, but essentially a swinging bunt, Joe, as he moves Christner up to third.
Just doesn't get
credit for it.
Sacrifice for that sacrifice.
No, but essentially that's what it was. Adam Cronin now to the plate. One down, a couple of ways to get a run across for Walton. And that one's in for a strike down at the bottom of the zone. Joe, both of these teams played in the ISC Canada East qualifier tournament back in mid-June in Mitchell, Ontario. Puslinch went 0-3 in their division. Obviously did not make the playoffs. Walton 1-2 and similarly did not make the playoffs. This one is lifted out to deepish right, ranging back and making the grab out there in right field.
Matt Hatch.
That's Matt Hatch, and scoring the game's first run on the sac fly was Colin Christner. That was more than deep enough to score Christner. So Scott McDonald. Scott is, how would you describe it, Joe? Chief cook and bottle washer?
The brain trust of the Walton Brewers.
The brain trust. Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Brain trust for the Brewers. Scott's been around the game for a long time. I can remember, and I probably told this story before, but I can remember sharing a plane ride with Scott out to Appleton, Wisconsin in 2008. Scott was with the Kitchener Outlaws that year, and they had a top 4 finish. But right here, he's down on strikes, but he's been running this Walton team for a number of years. He's going to go get the catcher's gear on, and we will come back with the bottom of the second inning. Walton Brewers now out in front, 1-0. Brandon Vial to lead things off for Puslinch Kodiaks here in the bottom of the second inning. He'll be followed by Ryan Neeb and then Justin Williams 5, 6, 7 in the order for Puslinch, now down by a run. Joe, that was a nicely manufactured run by the Walton Brewers, aided, as you pointed out in the top, aided by the extra base on the wild pitch.
Anytime you can manufacture a run without a hit, that's a bonus.
Yeah, the walk, the
Wild
pitch, the tapper to third base advanced him over, and then a sac fly. A run without a hit, not bad. That one is lifted foul out of the play by Weil. Puslinch last played, Joe, in the World Tournament in 2018 when we were in Kitchener, Ontario. They were, and I know that because I was coaching the St. John's team that year, and we played them in ISC 2 play. Out to short, and quickly over and across. Sam Diamond throws out his counterpart, Brandon Weil, and that'll bring up Ryan Neeb.
Good defense by Sam Diamond. Sam can play pretty well anywhere in the infield. Also plays in the Tri-County League for the New Hamburg Mustangs.
I knew I recognized the name. So New Hamburg Mustangs, a U23 squad. They competed in the Canada East qualifier that Joe and I with Scott Perry that we put on every year. But they're going to the Canadian Junior Championship out in Saskatoon in a couple of weeks. That's going to run consecutively. It's going to run into the men's championship. And with New Hamburg heading there, not all of the players could get both weeks off, but enough of them that they were, because there were some gaps here with Walton, and they were on the verge of pulling out at one point, but they were able to fill some of those gaps with some of the Mustangs guys. So glad that at least we got one of those teams here.
Yes.
That Mustangs team, they will have their opportunity to shine at the juniors, and they'll be here at a World Tournament, I'm sure, in the future.
Yeah, they've got a nice team coming.
Fouled off at the plate there by Ryan Neeb. Used to play with the Glenn Williams squad out of just north of Georgetown. Glenn Williams Ale Stars played ISC a couple of years. Line shot, that's going to fall in for a base hit and gets over the head of Diamond, and second base hit of the game for Puslinch. This one comes with one out, Joe, instead of two. We'll see if they can do something with that. Justin Williams and then J.J. Gallo, scheduled batters for Puslinch. Again, we talked about, if you're familiar with the road system, at least in Ontario, Puslinch is right at the intersection of Highway 6 South and Highway 401.
Yes, fairly close, yep.
That one is a little squibber, and they're going to try and let it run and see if it would spin back into fair territory. We've seen that a couple of times this year, Joe. Those little spinners make their way back into fair territory, but usually not from 2 feet over the line. Usually it's only a foot or so. Williams yanks this one foul down the left side this time.
Kyle's trying his best to mix up his pitches here. He's throwing a lot of different speeds. I'm watching the board here, going anywhere from mid-60s up to low 70s. And
well, we talked about it with Matt Brown as well. You absolutely want to be changing speeds to be effective. And gets him to chase outside the zone. Real good pitch there from Kyle Fry. And that'll bring us to J.J. Gallo with 2 down. Ryan Neeb will not really be a stolen base threat, Joe. And zips this one past at
70.
70. Dialed that one all the way up to 71. He's just going up by increments.
Just gave it a little bit more.
Yeah, right now Gallo unable to get a hold of that one. And just takes one off the outside corner. A good take there by J.J. Gallo. This one is punched out to right. That's going to find a gap as Gallo speeds around first. He's going to head to second and try for third. Coming in to score is Ryan Neeb. And a stand-up triple by J.J. Gallo ties this game up. And boy, Joe on third base is he fired up. Look at this here. This gets into the gap. And just unable to run it down out there. Christner and Cronin together. Joe, it gets all the way to the fence. And we'll talk about that fence in a minute here, but we'll pick it up with Warren Williams coming to the plate.
Good power when you can get that triple out of your number 8 batter.
Well, we might see some more triples here this week, Joe. I'll tell you why. Normally, at the World Tournament, we play with, often because we're playing on one of the quad-type diamond setups, and they're set up for slow pitch more so than fastball or fast pitch. And we have the temporary fences at 250 feet. Here, this is a purpose-built facility for men's fast pitch. And the fences are about 265, 270. This one is skied on the infield. Diamond will range back, and a little wind playing some havoc up there, Joe.
And the sun.
That was a bit of a tough grab for Diamond off the bat of Warren Williams. But Puslinch tie this one up, and we're knotted at ones through two complete. Puslinch and Walton. When we come back.
Size boy.
It's going to take a poke to get it out of here, number one. Now, guys will get it out of here. We see lots of home runs over the 265 mark all year long. But we're going to see more triples, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
mind
right.
that.
Yes.
I love seeing a triple there like we just saw, and sending runners home, having to make a play at the plate maybe. I'm okay with all of that.
Put the ball in play. Good mix of speeds there.
The veteran Matt Shortreed is at the plate. Joe, you and I were running through the names, and Scott McDonald was catching warm-up here prior to the game, and we just asked about the spelling because it was a little difficult to read on the game sheet. And just out of nowhere, Scott said, yeah, and he's the oldest guy on the team, too. So I don't mean to call it out, but just the way that it happened there pre-game. Anyway, Matt down on strikes here, leading off the top of the third inning. That'll get us to the 9-batter, Ryan Marks, playing second base for Walton here today.
Third strikeout for Brown in the game.
That one misses upstairs. And there's the changeup, Joe, that we talked about, wanting to work that in. Matt's got a good one, and he usually does a good job of mixing speeds.
58 miles per hour coming in on there.
Yeah, he's really dialed that down.
He was mid-70s in the first couple innings.
There's a drop from Brown, and yeah, dialed that in about 70. So this is upstairs. Matt's been with these guys for quite a number of years, Joe. I can remember, like I said, coaching against this team, and Matt Brown been around the game for a long time. That miss downstairs, he was not happy with that miss. Swing and a miss. Down goes Ryan Marks. So 4 of the game. He's not usually a big strikeout pitcher. He gets a lot of ground balls.
Doing a good job.
Back to the top of the shop, Colton Quip, who was down on strikes in the first.
Matt only with 38 pitches so far in the game. 2 2/3 of an inning.
Chop foul by Quip. Colton's second-year player, second-generation player, not second year, second-generation player. His dad, Kevin, played for a number of years with the Mitchell Mets. Still comes out to catch the games in Mitchell, has helped us out in a volunteer basis from time to time over the years. This one is poked out to right, and Matt Hatch will pull that one down. So a 1-2-3 inning.
Quick inning.
Good recovery inning for Matt Brown and the Puslinch Kodiaks. They'll come up in the tie game now, and maybe, Joe, maybe just a little bit of momentum on their side. We are back to the shop, top of the shop for the Puslinch Kodiaks. Matt Hatch, Darren Curtis, David Jefferson. It is warm and sticky out, Joe Todd. We were just talking about the sun, and it's gone behind a cloud momentarily. But we are right immediately adjacent to the first base dugout here on the main field. And there's no air conditioning for us this year, unless you're going to brick this in for us overnight and set up an air conditioner.
Yeah.
So we are going to get the elements just the same as the players. And Darren Curtis, who we were talking about earlier, who we've all known for a number of years, just dropped by and said, it's hot.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it might be a few degrees lower here under our little bit of shade cover. Well, at least my shade cover.
Yeah, you've got shade. Hatch was down on strikes, leading off in the bottom of the first inning. Puslinch pushing across a run in the second and suffers a similar fate here in the bottom of the third.
Fry, his third strikeout of the game.
Darren Curtis popped up to short. That was back in the first.
This guy took a little bit of a foul tip there.
Yeah.
Clear out the cobwebs.
That'll wake you up or put you to sleep, depending on your perspective. I mean, you got that protective mask on, but
yeah, but it still jars you.
It is jarring. That's a great word for that. We saw a home plate umpire last weekend at the U.S. Nationals. It was late in the game, and I think the catcher got crossed up. He was set up outside, and he reached back for it, but went off the glove and hit the umpire just square in the mask, and it just buckled him.
Umpire ended up leaving the game.
Yeah, I think they said he had a mild, well, maybe not even mild, he had a concussion.
Yep.
2 hopper off the bat, and safe at first. It was in and out of the glove of the second baseman, Ryan Marks, and aboard on the error is Darren Curtis.
Good wheels by Curtis going down that line.
Well, that's why you never give up on a play, right?
No,
like
always legging it out.
you can sit in the box and feel sorry for yourself that you hit a 2-hopper to the second baseman, or you can run and end up on base because there was an error on the play.
That's why Darren Curtis is still playing today.
100%. Always with the effort. So Jefferson, who singled in the first and was stranded there, squares to bunt. Puts
Great
it
bunt.
down. It gets past the pitcher Fry and into no man's land because Marks, as the second baseman should be, is covering the bag. And that just rolled and rolled. And watch this, Joe. It'll just keep going. So Puslinch, something cooking here with 1 down in the third and a couple of runners aboard. David Jefferson is 2 for 2.
Yeah, you couldn't have rolled that ball out any better.
Good pitch down and in to John Blair. You don't want to leave anything out over the plate to John. He
can hammer it.
He can hammer it, that's for sure. But again, they go down, and that's 2 in a row, Joe. He hasn't been able to handle that pitch.
Oh, you stay right there. You know a batter's weakness. Stay with it.
He manages to hook this one to Fry, but again, Joe, effectively another swinging bunt, and he moves up the runners 60 feet each. So both of them now in scoring position, and 2 down for Brandon Weil. Brandon grounded out to short, leading off the second. An opportunity here for the Kodiaks to take the lead. Chases upstairs. That's a great team name, the Kodiaks. Not just the Bears, but the Kodiaks. Love that.
It's a great pitch. Great location. Down and on the outside corner of the plate.
Yeah, Brandon Weil just asking Mike Morrissey if that's as far down as it's going to get. And yeah, that bites the zone. That one's down and away. Mike Morrissey worked the ISC championship game last year, Joe. It's a shame for Mike that game was over in about an hour and 4 minutes. Called strike 3, and Kyle Fry works out of that jam. He gets a caught-looking strikeout, his second of the inning, and 4th of the game for Kyle. Through 3 complete, Joe, we are tied at 1. A good one to start the 2026 ISC World Tournament here on Softball Premier TV and the ISC Network.
Sam Diamond will be our leadoff batter as we come into the top of the fourth inning. Sam got out by a first time by his fielding play to the shortstop, Brandon Vial. So we'll see if he goes that way again. Matt Brown's done a great job. Single by Diamond over to right field.
Good start here for the Walton Brewers, Joe, in the top of the fourth inning. Sam's made a couple of good defensive plays already, and just this little short poke out to right. And it's a little damp out there. You got to be careful if you are the right fielders, Hatch or Colin Christner, sorry. All right, we'll get everybody back set. Adam Luzinski. That one misses upstairs. Adam flew out to left to end the top of the first for Walton. Now batting with a runner aboard. Nobody out here in the fourth. Strike on the inside corner.
Both pitchers working that inside corner of the plate and doing a good job. I love a pitcher or an umpire with a big strike zone. Makes that.
You weren't even a pitcher.
No, makes that batter get in there and swing the bat.
Joe, a couple games going on in addition to this one. As that is punched out to left through the 5.5 hole. And back-to-back singles here for the Brewers in the fourth. And second time through the order. As I get a look at Matt Brown.
Puslinch had 2 runners on last inning. Wasn't able to get him across the plate, so we'll see if Walton can move that runner the next 60 feet.
You're expecting a bunt, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, there it is, and then there's the wild pitch again, and giving up free bases. This is how Walton got their run, Joe, is they got the runner to second on a wild pitch, and then they had a ground out and a fly out. But the free bases here are going to haunt Puslinch when they go back and look at this one.
Number 27 is warming up in the Puslinch bullpen.
That one's fouled back to the screen. That is Kevin Buckley, who was a very late addition for Puslinch. They had somebody get hurt, Joe. Believe it or not, they had somebody get hurt in a league game this week. And couldn't make it. Yeah, and that one right back up the middle. That's going to score one for sure. And coming around is Luzinski as well. So a 2 RBI single for Colin Christner, and Walton out in front now 3-1. Bit of a late start by Luzinski at second, Joe. He had to make sure that ball was going to get through, but still able to score standing up.
2 big runs put on the board here by Walton. Still no one out.
Squaring to bunt, pulls back, and that pitch missing. And Joe, again, I mean, both of those guys moved up into scoring position on the wild pitch.
Yeah.
That is a tough one for Matt Brown and the Puslinch Kodiaks. Pulls the bat back, takes a strike. Wade Lamarant at the plate. Fred Fallings is down in the third base coach's box. We had a good catch-up with Fred pregame. But he's the only one on the card, Joe, for Walton. They've got a thin bench here today. Just Fred Fallings. Only a couple of guys on the card, too, for Puslinch. Kevin Ryrie, Eric Rasmussen, and Kevin Buckley. Just off the outside corner from Brown. So, Joe, I started to say that we've got a couple of other games on the go here in the 12 o'clock cycle. In for strike three. On the diamond here at JDT, on the front diamond, a bit of a barn burner, Joe. Seattle Dirt Dogs and Highgate Rock. They are in the, I'll tell you in a second here, the bottom of the third, and it's 6-5.
Oh.
So they're putting runs up like there's no tomorrow over there in that one. And then in what we thought was going to be a real good game, and I'm sure it is, this one is down at Glencoe, but it's also streaming on Softball Premier TV, is the Georgian Bay Giants and the Prince George River Kings. So it's the battle for King George over there. And 2-0 lead for the Georgian Bay Giants, so they might get the crown if it stays like that. So streaming all three games here. Again, we're on Softball Premier TV, as you well know. Prince George and Georgian Bay on the alternate channel here on Softball Premier TV. And then on Bear Creek Sports and Entertainment, and you'll be able to watch all the games from the second diamond on Bear Creek Sports and Entertainment on YouTube. That currently is Seattle and Highgate.
Great coverage this week.
Yeah, we're trying to get all of the games to one degree or another. And listen, they may not all have commentary. You and I have meetings and other things. Peter Labardius is here at the Chiefs and has said that he'll pick up some extra games almost on a day-to-day basis with Peter. We've got coverage on Diamond 2 with Bear Creek Sports Media. Jim Flanagan is here. So we will give to you as many games as we can. Curtis pulls this one down in front of Brown, about, I want to say 14.5 feet in front of home plate.
You never want your pitcher to catch that.
No, you do not want pitchers catching fly balls. There are some very good fielding pitchers out there. Marco Diaz fields his position like he's an infielder. Same with Ty Sebastian, who plays on the infield when he's not pitching. Brown gets this one past McDonald. We started to talk about Scott Jones' last at bat, but it only lasted the 3 pitches as he was down on strikes, but does a great job keeping this team going, keeping them in the Huron County League, playing here on the ISC circuit. They went 2 years ago out to Softball City in Surrey, and they really kind of, I felt, reignited for teams at this level, playing in the qualifier and getting your way out to tournaments. And I thought set a great example at the time. Scott here takes strike 3. We will take a break as we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Walton push across 2 here in the top, and we'll go to the home half. Puslinch trailing 3-1. Ryan Neeb will lead things off here for Puslinch in bottom of the fourth. Joe Ryan singled. Came around to score on that triple by J.J. Gallo.
Ryan just popped it over that shortstop's head his first time through back in that second inning.
Yeah, one hop the grass, and you just need to get on board. This one is fought off down the left side. That's going to fall in foul. Joe, I can just see the scoreboard. It's now 7-5 in the fourth for Seattle. So a slugfest going on between the Seattle Dirt Dogs and the Highgate Rock. Highgate about 50 kilometers down the road from here, west of where we are. Hammered and in and out of the glove of Short Reed, and Neeb beats that out. It's a line shot down the first base side, and Short Reed had it in the glove, and then it just trickled away. You giving a base hit?
I gave him a base hit.
You are a notoriously hard scorer, so it must have been a solid base hit if you're agreeing.
I thought he hit it pretty hard. He got a pretty good shot out.
Oh, yeah, he got it without a doubt.
Got a lot of it on the barrel.
Straight up, down towards third base, ranging across to make the grab. Colton Quip. J.J. Gallo, the RBI triple, a stand-up triple for Puslinch in the second, and he'll be looking for a repeat of that, Joe, to try and get them a little bit closer. Can't catch up with that one from Fry.
Well, hopefully Scotty McDonald, the catcher for Walton Brewers, went to school on that triple, and whatever Gallo hit, he tried to stay away from that pitch.
Fouls this one out of play. Joe, coming up on this diamond after our game is complete is the Nova Scotia East Hants Mastodons and one of the co-home teams, the Chippewa Chiefs. The Chiefs are the league team here down in the South Middlesex League. But this one is punched out to left this time, and making the grab out in left field. It's a good thing he's that tall. Adam Luzinski just at the top of his range. He had to jump for that. Gallows hit the ball hard twice, and just making the grab out there in left. You see Luzinski tracking back and makes the catch.
Yeah, it was a tough catch because the sun's right in his eyes, too.
Neeb was all the way to second base and had touched it. He had to make sure he touches it again coming back. Warren Williams at the plate for Puslinch. Oh, a nice play down there by Quip at third base. On the screws off the bat of Warren Williams, but a one-hop right into the glove of Colton Quip and a smooth throw over to first to get the Brewers out of the inning. A couple of hard-hit balls, Joe, but Puslinch, nothing to show for it here in the fourth. 3-4 complete. It is the Walton Brewers 3, Puslinch Kodiaks 1. Game 1 here at the ISC World Tournament. So I don't know if that's Luciano who's playing the guitar and that in-between inning break there. I saw he had a guitar in a social media post earlier in the week.
Yeah.
It's not Alex Lifeson from the Rush concert last night, but it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Short Reed is going to lead things off here for Walton. First pitch, pops it up on the infield. And Brandon Vial, Joe, you talked about the sun. He just absolutely lost that in the sun. And that clanks off the glove and falls in for a base hit, I guess.
Yeah, real, it's got to be it. No, it's got to be
off the glove.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm giving an error, or a hit, sorry.
Okay. I'd love to see what the Game Changer folks thought of that one. You can follow along the games on Game Changer if you're at the office this week. And
she gave an error.
Yeah, I kind of thought so. This one has popped up into the screen. It went off the glove. That's a play he's got to make just about every time. So I'm not surprised, to be honest. So Ryan Marks at the plate for Walton Brewers, and they will try to make Puslinch pay for an inadvertent error. Goes after that one. I mean, it's a tough play, right?
Yeah.
And we've already talked about left fielder, shortstop right now. They're looking right into that sun, third base side as well.
I don't know if
Chase is way upstairs.
Sunglasses or the flip-ups would help there in that situation, but
yeah, you certainly got the option to put them on, don't you? Colton Quip, top of the shop for the Brewers now.
6 strikeout from Matt Brown.
And he goes after the first pitch, and that one is fouled out of play. This one is poked out to the gap. That's going to top of the fence and over. Colton Quip gives one a ride. I thought it was going to clank off the fence. Joe, it hit right on the top.
Top rail.
And bounces over. And right down the line in front of us here, Colton Quip. That is a poke to get it out of here, Joe.
Yeah.
We talked about it, 265. You'll see it here on the replay. And watch this, out off the top of the fence. Bang, and then bounces over. 2-run home run for Quip. And that one bangs off the fence. Sam Diamond is going to speed around second. And the throw misses the cutoff man and trickles into second base. And got our second triple of the game, Joe, a pitch later after the home run.
68 pitches for Matt Brown so far in the game. Could be tiring a bit.
Well, it's the third time through the order now, too, right? So
starting to pick him up.
Yeah. And
get his timing.
Kevin Buckley has been warming down the line for a while now for Puslinch, and I think he will be coming in. They're looking down that way, and Mike Morrissey is going to make his way out to the board. And
he's telling him to speed up the play.
Well, and he's letting Curtis know that is their defensive. That's their defensive conference for the inning. Anything else now will be a delay and a ball on the batter. Buckley is throwing hard and with urgency down the line, but nobody coming in to make the change here right now for Puslinch.
Back-to-back innings have been really tough for Brown, too. 2 runs scored back in the 4th inning, too. Now 2 more here in the 5th.
strike there on the corner. Joe, just looking around the park, there's lots of activity here, there, and everywhere. They had some blow-up castles and bouncy slides and stuff set up for the kids. Off to our left, in behind the bleachers here, there's 3 or 4 different food trucks in the mezzanine area.
Merchandise tent set up.
Did you see one? I
Yeah, there's
completely
one
missed
right
it.
there.
So
Yeah,
okay.
right over by the toys.
Yeah, I did not see it, but I had heard tell that there was going to be one. It's down on strikes went Luzinski there. Colin Krishner to the plate. Picked up a pair of RBIs on a single in the 4th. Strike on the inside corner. This one is lifted up on the infield. And Gallo will pull that one down for the final out of the inning. But Walton Brewers strike for 2 more here in the 5th. And they'll take now a 5-1 lead to the bottom half. Walton, looks like they got it well in hand. Top of the 5th, Joe, or bottom of the 5th, rather, and for the 3rd time in the game, Matt Hatch is going to lead off an inning. You do not see this very often, where your leadoff guy leads off every time he comes up.
And he hasn't been that successful either.
No, a couple of strikeouts today so far for Matt Hatch. He hasn't been able to figure out Kyle Fry. Puts down a bunt, and it's a good one. Fry turns, throws, and they just get him at first base, says Dave Jackson.
Good fielding play by Fry to get off that mound, charge it, and turn and pivot.
Well, Joe, how many times over the years have we seen a pitcher turn and spike that one into the ground? That was a good throw by Kyle Fry. Darren Curtis, pop up and reached on an error, swings through this one here in the 5th. Five hits in the game for Puslinch, but just the 1 run.
Well, the big part of the whole game, Blair, is the 5 runners that Puslinch Kodiaks have left on base. And Of those 5 runners that are left on base, 3 were in scoring position.
Yeah, that's tough when you don't capitalize. And this is a game that, for these two teams, because they're going to advance to play one of the 2 top-ranked teams later this evening.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a game that you want to win.
Yes.
Right? You want to go and then you take your chances and see what happens.
You want to face the big boys.
A Hill United or a Bear Creek Gremlins. And Curtis swings through that one. I mean, whatever happens, happens.
Yep.
But, this is a winnable game for both of these teams coming in. So it's an opportunity to get a win under your belt at the ISC World Tournament.
4 strikeout for Fry.
David Jefferson, he's 2 for 2, a pair of singles. And that's going to get off the glove of Diamond, but well, here we go again, Joe. Are we giving a hit or an error on this one? We've had this debate 3 times already, and it's game 1.
I thought it was a hard hit ball.
I'm going with a hit on this one, too. I mean, it would have taken a play to get him, and Diamond was trying to range up the middle. Had it go off the glove, yes, but 3 for 3 on the day, at least in our book, is David Jefferson. In tight for a strike to John Blair. John, a couple of ground outs here today. Just hasn't been able to get the bat on the ball. And here he does. Hits it hard off of Fry and turns and throws to first to get the Brewers out of the inning.
2 good fielding plays there by Fry. Help himself.
Yeah, indeed. Puslinch strand another runner here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Walton Brewers will look to add to this 5-1 lead as they come back up here in the top of the 6th. Joe, get everybody caught up on the scores that are going on, the other 2 games right here in the initial cycle here at the 2026 ISC World Tournament. Georgian Bay in the Battle of the Georges. They're up 3-0 over Prince George. That game is down in Glencoe. That one's in the 5th. In the 4th, and Joe, every time I look at this game, the score changes. It's now 12-5 for the Seattle Dirt Dogs. They're up on the Highgate Rock. And bending this one in for a strike, and it's a new pitcher, Joe. Kevin Buckley. I haven't seen Kevin, my goodness, in 4 or 5 years at least. He's been growing a beard that entire time. Went upstairs. Kevin, lefty. Like I said, he was a late addition to the Puslinch lineup because They had a pitcher get hurt in a league game, of all things, earlier this week. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Strike 3. Wade Lamarant goes down on strikes for the second time today. Joe, I can remember Kevin Buckley 10 years ago, 12 years ago with the Kitchener Outlaws. Played in the Kitchener Fastball League for a number of years. Like I said, I haven't seen Kevin in 3-4 years. I'm not sure where he's playing, but
I think he's still in the KFL.
Certainly he's throwing like he's playing on the regular. Adam Cronin at the plate, sac fly RBI in the second to get Walton on the board. This one is lifted up to short center. John Blair will come in a couple of steps and then over two to make the grab. Adam Cronin will, sorry, not Adam Cronin. That was Adam Cronin. Scott McDonald to the plate. Scott down on strikes twice today. Looks at this one up and in.
Nice little breeze coming in now.
And a strike down at the bottom of the zone. Joe, you and I were here at this facility last October, and they were just putting in the foundations for the second and the third pavilion. They hadn't even done the concrete walkways at the time. They were just gravel, and so many improvements and enhancements have been made. I was here twice in the spring. I was here early June and then again mid-July, and even in the month since I've been here, the number of things that have been added to this facility, it is amazing.
Great job by Charlie Pierce, the facility manager here. Done a great job taking over.
Scott McDonald, tough game for Scott at the plate.
Sombrero time.
But he'll be happy with a 5-1 lead here for the Brewers. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Puslinch down, Joe, to their final 6 outs here on Softball Premier TV. Just getting underway here at the 2026 ISC World Tournament. Yeah, thank you. Hang on. Joe leading off for Puslinch here, bottom of the 6th inning, and it's go time here for Puslinch. You're down to your final 6 outs, It's Brandon Vial, then Ryan Neeb. Ryan's got a couple of hits today, and Justin Williams. They just haven't been able to bunch anything together.
Yeah, they just have to get that clutch hit.
Like you said, they've left, what, 5? Now 6 guys. Speaking of clutch hits, Vial gets into this one, and that's into the bleachers. That'll get your game going.
Yeah.
How about that? A leadoff home run for Brandon Vial.
Good punch there.
That will wake up the Puslinch Kodiaks bench a little bit.
265 on the
just
screen.
getting it out of the park, but like you definitely thought that one had a chance off the bat.
Is that a little bit of wind there, or do you think? We don't see any flags around the park.
No, there aren't, and it is. We talked about the breeze was. I thought it was blowing out to
right field, I would think. The
you know,
trees, I can't even see anything significant off the trees.
Well, it's definitely blowing out of this park, but he got all of that. That was well earned off the bat of Brandon Vial. So Neeb, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Fights this one off, foul into the screen. Well, Joe, that game is not over because it's now 12-8. Seattle Dirt Dogs and Highgate Rock. They've got a barn burner going over on the diamond in front of us. Can't catch up with that one from Kyle Fry. And now Georgian Bay out in front 5-0 on the Prince George River Kings. Yuya Yamawaki, another outstanding pitcher, as Ryan Neeb goes 3 for 3. Another outstanding pitcher from Japan. Now, he's been with the Giants for the past couple of seasons, but he's just come over here for the World Tournament this week. Taiga Onishi has been over here since mid-June, and he's thrown everywhere every weekend for somebody. He's thrown a lot of ball this summer. So we got a pinch hitter, Joe. That's Eric Rasmussen has come on to pinch hit for Puslinch. Eric's been busy coaching first base most of the game. But Justin Williams, a strikeout and a pop-up. That one gets past Scott McDonald and a free base for Neeb. And you know, these are the things, Joe, that will separate a team at the ISC 2 level from one of the top teams. It's just you can't give away free base. Now I know you've got now a 5-2 lead, but you've got to be a little bit tighter. And a swing and a miss, and this one out of the glove of McDonald. So he's gone from first to third in the span of 2 pitches. On a wild pitch and a pass ball.
Fry with 81 pitches so far in the game.
Chases upstairs. Rasmussen down on strikes.
5th strikeout for Fry.
J.J. Gallo. 1 for 2. Should be 2 for 2, but robbed out in left field by Adam Luzinski. That was back in the 4th. In the 2nd, JJ had a stand-up triple for an RBI for the first Puslinch run. Neeb took 2 steps and said, nah. There's probably, what, Joe, 15, 16 feet from home plate to the backstop?
Yeah, I would think so.
So, Joe, we just got the game sheets for our next matchup, and David Watson for the Mastodons, better known as Bubba, after the golfer. And then Jorge Segura for the Chippewa Chiefs. Swing and a miss here by Matt Hatch. Sorry, it's not Hatch. We've got a pinch hitter there for Warren Williams. So that's number 29, Kevin Rory. So Rory down on strikes. Did they intentionally walk Gallo?
I can look back.
Okay. I was busy yapping. I thought
Yep.
you were watching the game, but seems like neither of us was. You're going to check. Okay.
Yep.
Because J.J. Gallo is out at first.
Jay Gallo got hit by a pitch.
He got hit by a pitch. Oh, my. All right. Well, the audience is like, maybe if you two clowns paid attention, you'd have noticed. Now it's Matt Hatch at the plate. Swings at one up in his eyes. Matt, a couple of strikeouts, and tried the bunt and forced Fry to make a good play. This one fouled to the screen, but Puslinch, Joe, again, they got the home run from Vial. They got two guys on base here. This is where, again, they just need to bunch things up a little bit and take advantage of these scoring opportunities. Kyle Fry has been equal to the task so far. That one misses downstairs. I know there's one guy who's going to be watching this next game. That's Randy Frame down in Nova Scotia. A great chat with Randy and Hopi and Kyle Smith on Outside the Chute earlier this week. This one is well hit to center, and it's gone! A 3-run home run for Matt Hatch. And Joe Todd, we've got ourselves a tie ball game.
Good power hit there. Good punch, a lot of barrel there by Matt Hatch, driving in three runs. The fourth run of this inning. Right back into this game.
Well, we talked about Joe Todd. They needed a couple together. This Puslinch team had stranded guys. The second home run of the inning for the Kodiaks. And Brandon Vial and Matt Hatch have got their team right back into this one. That one is downstairs and through the wickets, gets to the padded backstop. So there's a concrete pad, Joe, that is all the way around the infield, and then they've got that blue padding that you used to see in your gymnasium when you were doing the rope climb.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing separating you and a 38-foot drop. That one goes off of Scott McDonald, who's taken a bit of a beating, and I think it got a piece of Mike Morrissey as well back there. Scott is certainly feeling it. Colton Quip is in to commiserate. But there's the Puslinch bench, and they're a lot livelier now than they were coming into this inning, that's for sure. That K-Master has come back in from center field. Joe, we talked about, maybe it was going to be a poke to get one out of here, but we've seen 3 and counting go out. Called strike on Curtis. Not thrilled about it. You heard Mike Morrissey, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Darren Curtis, the 2-batter in the order for Puslinch. Swing and a miss in and out of the glove of McDonald. That's an easy toss down to first. It gets them out of the inning, but wow, what a turn of events, Joe. A couple of home runs and 4 big runs for the Puslinch Kodiaks. And ourselves a tie ball game. 5-5. We'll go to the 7th. Didn't think this 15 minutes ago.
Not on my bingo card.
Well, to the top of the 7th we go, and Joe, I know at one point I said that Walton Brewers seemingly had this one well in hand, but wow, what a turn of events here in the 6th as Puslinch Kodiaks roar back for 4 big runs. They get a couple of home runs, none bigger than that 3-run home run by Matt Hatch. But here in the top of the 7th inning, it's Matt Shortreed to lead off, the 8-batter for Walton. And can't catch up to that one from Kevin Buckley. Buckley's looked pretty good since he came on in the 6th, Joe. It's already his 3rd strikeout in just 4 batters faced. Ryan Marks has struggled here this afternoon. Pair of strikeouts, and then back to the top of the shop for Colton Quip. Well, Joe, it looks like we've got a final on the other diamond, but no, it's only in the 5th. I take that back. It looks like it's 12-8 now for Seattle over Highgate. Indeed it is. That one's in the bottom of the 5th inning, so they're still ongoing. Upstairs. A liner right into the glove of the shortstop, Brennan Weil, for Puslinch. Soft liner,
Yes.
I think you would call that. So Colton Quip, who may, Joe, have the honors of the first home run of the 2026 ISC World Tournament. We'll have to see how things transpired in a couple of the other games, but certainly on our field, the first home run. Just misses low. Whip lifts this one out to right field this time. Back in the corner to make the grab. And a nice one out there is Matt Hatch. So a quick 1-2-3 inning again here in the top of the 7th for Puslinch Kodiaks. And Joe, maybe again, a little bit of momentum onto their side. Can they walk it off in the bottom of the 7th? Stay with us. Great grab out there by Matt Hatch. Well, Joe, you need a shutdown inning here in the bottom of the 7th if you are the Walton Brewers and you want any hope of winning this ball game, because you can't afford to give one up here. It's game over.
I'm kind of surprised that Kyle Fry is still pitching.
Well, it's Kyle Fry or it's Fred Fallington.
Fred Fallington.
I don't think there's anybody else
no,
on the
I don't
field.
think so. But he's been hit pretty hard the last inning, so if you're going to do anything here, that would have been the time to do it.
Well, they're shorthanded coming into this one. I think they've got a couple of guys who are away currently and will make their way here during the week, but just a 10-man roster for the Walton Brewers. Down to Quip, and he will retire. Leadoff batter for Puslinch, that's David Jefferson. First time they've been able to get him today, Joe.
Yeah.
He was 3 for 3.
Number 16, John Blair.
John Blair to the plate. 3 groundouts on the day for John. He's looking to get on the board. This one is right up the elevator shaft. McDonald flips the mask back and lost it in the sun, I think, Joe.
Just didn't track it.
Well, and I wondered, did he hurt himself? Because he's shaking out the left leg, and he just seemed to almost catch himself. You see it here.
He
He
stretched.
just stretched and lost it at the last second. So a break for John Blair and the Puslinch Kodiaks. We'll see if they can turn that into something here. Chopper off the glove of Fry, deflects it just a bit, and that was just enough for John Blair, because headed up the middle was Ryan Marks to go get that, and he had to stop, reverse the momentum, and that little touch was just enough for Blair.
You wonder if Ryan Marks would have had it cleanly if it would have been up the middle.
I think maybe. Well, so Puslinch,
His momentum was all going that way.
they get the winning run aboard here in the form of John Blair. And an opportunity, Joe, is scoring virtually all the runs here in the 6th and potentially the 7th to try and walk this one off. That one misses downstairs. I mean, Fred Fallings, I know you're looking in the dugout, but he's literally the only guy in there. He doesn't even have anybody to warm up to. So, a throw down, and Blair was a long way off the base, but he scrambles back safely. Like, Fred would have to go ask one of the volunteers if they could have a game of catch for him to go warm up.
I might have to go catch Freddie.
Did you bring your glove?
Yep,
You
it's in
brought
the
your
car.
glove. All right. Full count here to Brandon Vial at the plate. And this one is lifted up into left. Zinski comes to get that. So 2 down. And that'll bring Ryan Neeb to the plate. He's 3 for 3, Joe, with 2 runs scored. He's having a pretty good afternoon.
Great afternoon.
Pretty good
Him
afternoon.
and Jefferson have 6 of the 10 hits by the team.
Well, I mean, this is a typical Ryan Neeb game, right? Like, he hit the ball in the screws in the 4th when he lined it right at short read here at first. But, you know, just put the ball in play. He's not going to hit the ball in the park these days, but, you know, still a consistent hitter. They ask, and Jens Jacobson was on the rotation, Joe. He's over at second. I'm not sure if Mike Morrissey was still looking for him down at third. Or chopped foul by Neeb. Swings at this one, goes off the screen. McDonald fires down to second. And Blair was already at the bag when he threw down. I don't know. So he should be out because first base was occupied.
Right.
Oh, but there's 2 out.
There's 2 out.
There's 2 out, so he is entitled to go
Yeah.
after that.
Yep.
So, all right. So we got the game-winning run on. Now you've got a force play at third if you are a fan of the Walton Brewers. If you're Puslinch, you've got the game-winning run now in scoring position. This one gets through McDonald. He can't find it, and Blair trots up to third. Neeb.
Just another 60 feet given away.
Yeah, it is. Now Neeb is. It's interesting. So he stays at first, but Joe, that puts a force now at second, right? Like if he's up at second base, then there's no force anywhere.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know, maybe that plays into something. Like if you get a ground ball to Diamond or to Marks, they can go the short way to second.
Well, I guess there's
That
a
one's
couple ways
chopped
of
foul.
looking at that. When you got the game-winning run at third base, and you don't want to get it out at second and leave that runner stranded at third. So.
Well, I agree with you, but he's not going to get thrown out trying to steal second on that pass ball or a wild pitch. Take your pick.
The wild pitch, yeah.
So I feel like maybe
a little bit of a mix-up.
Well, it's a potential base running mistake. Now, this one gets by McDonald. He's going to come to the plate, but McDonald gets the ball in the glove, and he's able to tag him at the plate. Oh, a break for Scott McDonald and the Walton Brewers as that one came off the backstop right to him. And then you see he's easily able to get in front of the plate and tag out John Blair. Off to extras, Joe. Game 1.
Game 1.
Wow.
What would you expect?
Fourth wheel stands at 5-5.
So Joe Todd runs aplenty here at JDT First Energy Veterans Memorial Ball Fields. 5-5 here. We're into extra innings. First pitch swinging. And Diamond will fly out to left field. There is no international tiebreaker runner. This is the World Tournament side of the draw. Once you get into ISC 2 or Legends, you would go to a tiebreaker runner, but not here in the World Tournament. 10 runs on the board in this one, Joe. As I look at the scoreboard directly in front of us on the other diamond, they've got a whopping 23 runs on the board. Ground ball. Curtis turns, spins, throws, and gets them. Outstanding play there by Darren Curtis.
And then does a somersault afterwards.
Just for some added effect. He went a long way to go get that ball in front of the shortstop practically. There it is here. Now you get the throw at first, but you didn't see Darren Curtis turn a somersault after he made the throw. Chop foul at the plate. What, 3 pitches for Kevin Buckley and he's got 2 outs? 4 this inning. Up and in to Colin Christner. Cohen walked, scored in the second, 2 RBI single in the fourth, and fouls this one to the screen.
Kevin's been really economical on his pitches. We're in now his third inning, and 26 pitches so far, and 19 of them have been strikes.
Well, and he's yet to allow a base runner. That one misses downstairs. Joe, 13-11, Seattle Dirt Dogs and Highgate Rock. Whoever scores last, I guess, in that one is going to win. This one is lifted up on the infield. Gallo will call off Jefferson, and he'll make the grab. That's the third 3-up, 3-down inning for Kevin Buckley. He has been perfect in relief, and his Puslinch Kodiaks, another opportunity to walk it off, this time in the 8th. Scott McDonald is out to make the change, and Joe Todd, it is Fred Fallings. We wondered whether he was going to be able to get a chance to warm up, and obviously he did while the Brewers were in at the plate. So the veteran Fred Fallings will come on in relief. 7 full innings for Kyle Fry. Seemed like he just ran out of gas a little bit there at the end, Joe, as gave up 4 in the 6th, and Puslinch threatened in the 7th, and really it took a good play by Scott McDonald and a bit of a break to get them out of that inning. Fred Fallings, veteran from Shakespeare, Ontario, just outside of Stratford. A long time in the game, going all the way back to, I met Fred in 2004 when he was with the Tavistock Merchants all the way back in the day. A couple of ISC 2 championships. Fred, good rise ball, real good changeup. He's always been very effective when he's around the plate.
Kyle Fry with 117 pitches in the game today.
That is a lot. And an opening strikeout for Fred Fallings. JJ Gallo has had himself an afternoon. He's hit the ball hard twice, and then the ball hit him. I don't know how hard it hit him, but he did get hit in the sixth and came around to score on that home run by Matt Hatch. Can't get that one from Fallings. This one is lifted up to left, ranging across, and making the grab is Lazinski. Joe, 13-11. Seattle and Highgate. Is it first to triple digits? Wins over, it's like a basketball game. Holy smokes, 13-11. That's
11,
crazy. Warren Williams with 2 down, the 9 batter for Puslinch takes a strike. Warren a pop-up and a ground out, and they pinch hit for him in the 6th. And chases the drop ball down and away. Fred's got all 3 pitches, Joe. Just still smooth as silk out there.
Mm-hmm. Very effortless pitching. Stop.
And he gets Williams to chase here in a 1-2-3 inning for Fred Fallings. Picks up 2 strikeouts, and a clean inning for the Walton Brewers in the bottom of the 8th. We'll go to the 9th, Joe. We're going to get in trouble for an extra innings game right off the top. Wow. Wade Lamourette will lead things off for Walton Brewers. Top of the 9th inning. You heard that right. The 9th inning. Extra innings in our first game. Both teams on to their relief pitchers. This is Kevin Buckley, the lefty for Puslinch, and on in relief of Matt Brown, who went the first, 5, Joe?
5, yep.
Way up on the infield off the bat of Lamourette, and Brendan Vile will haul that down. Adam Cronin hit the ball in the air all 3 plate appearances. Had a sac fly RBI in the 2nd. Walton, Joe, has not been able to get a guy on base against Kevin Buckley since he came in. That one misses downstairs. Joe, we talked about all the things going on here this week. You've got the food mezzanine that we talked about. We've got the 3 different pavilions that are in place for fans who are going to be looking for some shade over the course of the week. There's a 1 hopper right on the glove of David Jefferson. And second out of the inning, Walton is saying to Jefferson, you should throw that around because there's only 2 out. There's a band stage that was being set up adjacent to the main pavilion, and there's a Latin band that's playing this afternoon. And boy, I'll tell you, it's Latin American temperatures here this afternoon. But Luciano will like that Latin band.
Yeah.
Hard shot, but just foul. That went off the bat of Scott McDonald. He's probably happy just to make some contact for Scott McDonald at this point. Upstairs to McDonald and Joe. 16-11 now. Seattle and Highgate.
And they're still in the 6th.
They're still in the 6th, and called strike 3 on Scott McDonald here, as it's a tough day for Scott at the plate through 8.5. We'll go to the home half of the 9th. Puslinch, another opportunity to win this one somewhat improbably. They trailed in this one 5-1. They rallied and got 4 in the 6th. We're now in the 9th, and Puslinch trying to get that ever elusive 6th run. Matt Hatch will lead things off for the 4th time in 5 at-bats. Chill. The only time he didn't lead off is when he hit the home run.
It's not good luck here.
Well,
we'll see if he can break
maybe
that.
He can break that trend. Matt Hatch is the reason this game is tied. A 3-run shot in the 6th inning to tie this game at 5. And then he kept it tied, Joe, with running down that shot down the right field line. Fallings on in relief of Kyle Fry. Maybe, arguably, an inning too late. Strike at the top of the zone. Fry was really good through 5, but what was then the 4th time through the order for Matt Hatch, his 4th look at Kyle Fry, and that was a difference maker for Matt Hatch.
Yeah, the Puslinch batters took over there.
That one misses downstairs. A leadoff walk here in the 9th. Your 2-batter, Darren Curtis, almost has to be bunting. And as much as I don't like bunting, I think I'm even bunting in this situation.
Yeah, extra innings.
Aaron
Leadoff walk. Nobody out.
Yeah, well, Darren is already squared, and
Oh,
was popped up, and he stabbed at it rather than just
Yeah.
catching it. And
you got to keep that bat level.
yeah. I know you're bunting, but I've never been a fan of bunting with the hands together,
Yeah,
like
it's gotta
Darren's
be-
done it. Keep
It's
that
got-
hand
they got to
separate.
separate.
Yeah. Swinging away this time, and in and out of the glove of McDonald. And this has been a problem for both catchers, Joe, all afternoon. Free bases.
What's that? You think that was a wild pitch or a pass ball? Get 6-1 half dozen the other,
Yeah,
but
I mean, he had to go up to go get
He
it,
had to go-
but you've got to make that
Yeah.
catch. And he's been fighting it a little bit here today. Line shot, and no opportunity to double off Hatch, but right to the glove of Colton Quip. He went right down and got that right off the shoe tops, too, did Darren Curtis.
little 9-iron there.
David Jeffries, who's had a good afternoon, Jefferson rather, has had a good afternoon for Puslinch. He is 3 for 4. The first time they got him out was in the 7th inning. 3 singles. And that's about all it would take. Right now, Joe, the Walton outfield, at least in center, Adam Cronin, he's way deep, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't you got to bring your outfield in here, do you not think? Like, if it's over their head, it's over their head. You're not going to get it anyway, but
I'd be playing normal depth.
little chopper in the infield. Fallings will come to get it and fire to first for the second out and move Matt Hatch just that little bit closer, Joe, to the game-winning run.
There's lots of way of scoring from third base.
Well, 2 down. We know the wild pitches and the pass balls have been a problem this game for both teams. John Blair at the plate. Singled and then was thrown out trying to score on a pass ball in the 7th. That's in for a strike. I know it'll shock everybody, but it's still 16-11, Seattle and Highgate. Line shot,
Oh,
John
that's
Blair, and that's going to be the ball game as he hits it to the fence. And Puslinch Kodiaks come from behind, and in the bottom of the 9th will walk it off for a 6-5 win over the Walton Brewers. A no-doubter there, Joe.
Yeah.
That was hit
That's-
hard and
that's
one
solid.
hop defense.
Yeah, he's hit the ball hard all game.
John Blair, the hero for Puslinch. We've got our first win here on Diamond number 1 at the 2026 ISC World Tournament. It goes to the Puslinch Kodiaks, and good for them picking up a win
Yep.
in the ISC World Tournament. We're going to see them a little bit later today. For Joe Todd, I'm Blair Sedford. Thanks for joining us here on Softball Premier TV and the ISC Network. We're going to reset. We will be back with you, probably in about 20 minutes' time, thereabouts. The East Hants Mastodons will take on the Chippewa Chiefs. Come back and join us.